Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for you. And none other, we have another guest interview. I'm excited. 2 interviews in a row this week. I'm so pumped about that. I love getting to have great conversation with the guests we have on. They're always changing. They're always different. It's always different stages of business. And that's what I love about our show, if I'm just being totally honest. I love that we can come on here and talk with all different guys in different stages of life, different stages of business, and always walk away with something being learned from the show. I always learn something. I think a lot of the listeners always learn something. So that is what we want to do here today, and we're joined by none other than the lawn specialist, Rory Kendall. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about yourself, Jeremiah?
Doing good, man. Is this... is this 2 or this is the 3rd time on the show, right?
Yeah, this is our 3rd. We did our last one was right around Christmas time. We getting ready to kick off Christmas lights. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. It's crazy that it's been 3.5. No, it's been 2.5 going on 3 years of doing the show. And was you the first one or was Andrew the first one? I can't remember.
I think Andrew was. Yeah, I think I was like either episode 3 or it might have been episode 8.
Okay.
But yeah,
I know it was early on. You were one of the first guest interviews that we had, man. It was so fun. We talked all kind of like IED stories. It was so crazy. I remember that. I remember that podcast to this day. So appreciate you coming on in the early days, and then now coming back on 3 years in. It's wild that we're this far in. But man, I tell you what, if no one knows, kind of haven't heard your story, I mean, even if they have, you've had a lot of changes recently in the company, a lot of updates in the business. Let's kind of walk through. I mean, give us the fast-paced version of kind of getting started and things, and then let's hone in. I want to really dive into kind of some things that you are doing right now, the business changes, your acquisition, and then some new things that I just saw you demoing.
Okay, well, let's go back. We'll go back to 2007. I graduated high school, went to college, made it about 1.5 years into it, said that this ain't it, came home. I worked for a year, told my family that I was going to work for a year and then I was going to join the service or go back to school.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't go back to school, join the service. So I was in the service from 2010 to 2013. When I got out of the Army, I was a specialist. So that's where Patriot Lawn Specialist came from. And then I got out of that.
A specialist of what? I don't remember.
Well,
how does that work? What is that?
It's your rank in the Army. So like,
that's how Army ranks work. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Marines are a little bit different, but yeah. So I got out, and then I followed in the family footsteps. All my dad, my grandpa, uncles, they're all journeyman highliners. So I tried doing that. My first daughter was getting ready to be born, and so I jumped ship off of that and got a job a little bit closer to home. I was a union crane operator, and then one day I just said, I'm going to start mowing grass, and started building it while I was still doing the crane operator. And then we started getting more work. I started getting more yards, and I told my wife, Kelsey, I said, one of them's got to go.
Yeah.
And so I jumped off of the cranes and been mowing yards. I've been mowing since 2015. I've been a legit business since 2019. So, and then a little bit of that, when I quit doing the cranes, I went and talked to a mentor of mine, he became a mentor. He was a bigger company, and I said, if I'm trying to build my lawn care business, I don't want to take any yards from anybody that I know and like. And I said, if you have any extras, send them my way. And that evening, I had 5 new phone calls from people, and of course they were scattered all over. I didn't know anything about route density, so I was just like taking all of them. figured out real quick that the furthest one away was an hour, and
Holy cow.
couldn't do it. So I mowed his like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, I can't do it no more.
Figured it out quick. That's good.
Yeah. So 2020 rolled around. No, yeah, 2020 rolled around, and he asked me if I wanted to buy his company. I said, no, you're too big. Well, 2021 rolled around, and he said, the person I thought was going to buy my company can't do it. Can you think you can do it? I said, I don't know. So I end up, I think it might have been 2021 or 2022, but I met up with you at Nashville at Together in the Trades.
Yeah, I remember that.
I asked you about buying yours, and you said, yours was a little different. And so I talked to some guys, and like I said on Fullerton Unfiltered, if anybody heard that one, that I wasn't looking for a yes or no. I was just trying to gather all the information I could.
For sure.
So it was 2022, because that year I told him, I said, I can't do it. It was too much. I wasn't going to be able to take it on. And he said, well, what about half of it? I said, well, what do you have in mind? He said, work with me for a year, and the half that you're going to buy from me is a half that you will mow in the year of 2023. And so I said, okay, I think that'll work. I was in charge of hiring, firing, the scheduling. I was in charge of all that. So I pretty much, over the lawn care side of it, I had full reign over it. And come down towards the end of the year, and I had talked to everybody in 2023. I talked to you again. I talked to Brian. I've talked to Paul, Blake Albertson. I've talked to all them guys, and they all gave me the same. If I could make it work, and that's what I liked about it. Nobody told me it sounds like a great idea, you need to jump on it, or it sounds like a horrible idea, you don't need to do it. It was, if the numbers look right and it can work for you, then it'll work. So we got to the end of last year, and the other gentleman, Eric Daniels with Yardbirds, he was going to take the other half. And towards the end of the year, he was a little bit smaller company, and he was just like, I'm not tackling. He's like, so he pulled out, and then so Carl comes to me, and he's like, you want all of it? And I was like, I'll try.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So 2024 rolled around, January, I purchased the company. I haven't had too many problems. I've probably lost 2 of my own clients, which kind of sucked, but I haven't lost any of his.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was because my clients were used to me being on the yard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
that's part of it. It's part of that transition phase.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying I would have lost them as I've got older anyway, but it was kind of an immediate switch for them, and they had somebody else mowing their yard instead of just me. So, but we're rocking and rolling. We've done about every 10 days or so through April, just because we've been trying to prepare for the rain and everything. And then we were getting ready to start weekly mows Monday, and we've got 4 inches of rain since Friday. So it's been crazy.
Scheduling nightmare.
Oh man, horrible. But yeah, so I think most of the business is going to work out. I mean, all of his customers were used to writing checks, and a lot of them asked me if I accept credit cards, and I said I actually prefer credit cards, and they were like, they're like, that was the selling point for them. They're like, I write 1 check a month, and it's for my lawn care.
That's funny.
Like, well, you don't have to anymore. So
that's crazy, guys. Like, I want to continue into this. I want to hear more about the details of this, but like, that is a point that everyone should pay attention to and listen to. Like, the fact that you just said that is the overwhelming majority now. Like, those of you that are hung up on, oh, my customers aren't going to like it if I switch to card on file. They're going to drop me. Like, it's not the case anymore. Like, yeah, you have your 85-year-old elderly man or woman that doesn't know how to do a card anymore. Like, you have your exceptions to the rule there, but like 97.8% of people want to use a card. Like, they don't even keep checks anymore. And it's like, it makes your life so much easier. And all you got to do at the end of the day is spin it to where it is a benefit to them. They don't have to keep, and it's the truth. You're not lying. Like,
no.
But just make it sound like it's a benefit to them, because it is. They don't have to keep up with an invoice. They don't have to worry about paying it. They don't have to worry about writing a check, putting cash in the grill, like sticking a stamp on an envelope. Like, there's so many benefits to it.
Well, I got one for you, Jeremiah, and because I hadn't met everybody from the old or from the previous list. I mean, I'd mow their yard for going on almost 2 years. And then I was able to literally go knock on doors and meet them. And I met with this little lady. I bet she is 80, 85 years old. And I stuck my hand out to shake her hand. And I could tell that, looked like she had arthritis pretty bad. And I asked her, I said, I understand, I said, do you do emails? And she said, well, yeah, why? I said, because I actually accept credit cards. And she was like, the old guy was about to kill me. She said, I couldn't write a check. She was like, an 85-year-old lady wanted credit card.
Yeah.
So that she didn't have to worry about writing a check every month for her lawn care.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just where we are now.
Yeah. Even the age, I mean, and I still have some of them that they're like, oh, the check is the only way. I don't want my information out there. I'm like, you got Amazon packages sitting on your front door. What do you mean you don't want your
Exactly. Like,
but
you're not sending Netflix a check. I promise you that. So
yeah.
That's wild. Well, that's awesome, man. That's super cool to hear. So let's dive into that. I mean, so how many? And I know like y'all have good sized properties out there. The numbers don't really matter, but like how many properties did you pick up from this? What is it like? Did you bring employees in with this purchase as well? Like, what does that whole side look like?
Well, Patriot had a high school helper, and I've kept him on since I've had him with Patriot. He even worked with us on the other crews, but I was paying him out of my account. The employees that I have now are the ones that I've hired through him, so they already knew the acquisition was about to happen.
Yeah,
it was just a matter of timing. So yeah, we have, counting me right now, we have 4, and then once the summer gets here, we'll have our 2 high school helpers. So we'll have 6, and the plan is to have 2 trucks of 3, which I feel like is pretty good. I've ran with 4 before when I was under the old company, and since how I was in the process of buying, I was the one sitting in the truck. But I don't want to send a crew of 4 out and have an employee sitting in the truck.
There's some wasted time in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm the one that has hired the guys that I have now, and they all got on payroll January 1st under my company. So
how many accounts did you bring over?
Total accounts was, I think, 97.
Holy cow. Okay, so you brought that's not a little side business. Like, you brought a whole that's a whole business right there.
Yeah.
On top of what you already had.
Yeah, when it was half, I had 60, and then my half was going to be roughly 45, 46 or whatever 97 is. But so, and then whenever I took the whole thing, I took all the yards that I hadn't had.
On the other half. Yeah.
So that one wasn't too bad of a transition, because they knew that the older gentleman was getting ready to want to retire and everything. Yeah. So they were kind of preparing for it. But yeah, so we have anything from a cemetery plot is our smallest square footage, 100 square feet for a cemetery plot. And then my largest.
Do you mow one cemetery plot?
No, we actually mow 8 of them. But
okay.
But so
I was like, that's funny right there. But, now I've seen Christian Schlegel they do like, it's weird. I've never seen it before. They do like decorative cemetery plots. They like do the landscape around them. I've never seen that done before, but I saw him post a video of that last year. I was like, that is weird. Working with the dead.
And when, speaking of that, I was going to say, we're going to get off on a tangent. Speaking of that, like when I very first started doing it, I felt weird, like walking behind the stones, because that's usually where the body is,
Yeah.
But now I just, I'm out there.
Think about it. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we're just out here cleaning up your stone,
That's
you
funny.
look good up here, But, and then our largest property We have two of them. We have a big HQ for a power company, and between their headquarters and their service center is 24 acres. And then we have it's like a disability learning
Yeah.
place. Like they have houses, like they have their headquarters, and then they have a whole bunch of houses throughout town.
Cool.
And then so that one property comes with their headquarters is about 6 acres and then 23 yards. So but yeah, we're pushing 150 yards now. So
That's
I
crazy, man.
I doubled 2.5x in a matter of signing a check over.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I mean, up to this point, like, what have you learned so far? You're still pretty early, like you haven't even gotten through a full summer yet. But as you're getting ready to ramp up, getting into weekly mows, what are some things you've learned?
You have to delegate and you have to have a good guy doing it. And I'm already out of one truck, so I feel like I have to kind of be a little bit of a hard ass on to the other truck, and I got to be very careful because I don't want to push them out because they are a good group of guys, but like I still running out of yard book, so I print off my sheet every day and I give it to them, and so it still has a start and stop time, and I've told them they don't have to do it, but like just like every couple yards, I want to get a time on. That way, I'm making sure. Well, they timed one the other day, and they were there for 51 minutes, and it's a $60 yard.
Ooh.
And so yeah, and so I asked them. I said, guys, look, like what, like I believe, and I told them, I said, here's what I think happened. I think y'all got there. I think y'all wrote down your start time. And then I think you got out of the truck. I think you smoked your cigarette. You laughed, joked, played around. I said, I think it only probably took you about 20 minutes to mow, but you all wasted 30 minutes him hauling around the truck to get. I said, I can't give you guys raises if you guys are literally burning money like that.
Yeah.
And I told him that. I mean, I told him the price of the yard, and I literally showed him the formula that I think what's his name, Jonathan with Florida Turf Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I showed him that formula. I'm like, look, guys, like my wage was $45. I said, I paid you three guys. You were there for almost an hour. I paid you $45, and now I got to put mowers, insurance, truck, gas. I said, we literally paid this customer to mow their yard.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
Three guys there. Yeah, that's bad. Three. I thought it was only two at first. Yeah, three is rough.
Yeah, and that's what I told them. I said, guys, we have got to hone it down. If it's priced wrong, I completely understand. That's on me, But I said,
but
I know
how long. But you know how long it should take. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've mowed that. That's not one of our new properties. That's one that I was going to get anyway.
Yeah.
So I knew how long it was going to take to mow it. Because I did it last year when I was still on the crew. I was like, okay, you can add, 5 more minutes because I'm not in the truck anymore.
Yeah.
And they literally blew that 5 minutes out of the water.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's wild.
Delegation is a big deal. And you got to find the good guys. You got to train them properly. And so that's hard for me because I've already kind of had to get out of the truck, but I think I'm going to send one of my guys next week to do like our bigger properties with my big 72-inch mower and just tell him like, go mow until you're done. I'll give him a list of the big properties, and then we'll come back and do the detail work later. Like he won't have to weed eat or nothing, but that way I can get back in the truck and I can take my foreman and I guess my lead tech that I can really spend a whole week with them and kind of, you guys were on this property for that long, and look, we literally did it in half the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and that's something that I'm learning too, more like as I'm training guys and trying to get out. Like I'm not really doing much any mowing anymore. I'm just on the landscape side and trying to like this is like the year of quality for us. Last year was like getting production up. We sucked at production, but we fixed that. But we struggle with quality when I'm not there. And so like this year, I'm training our guys. Like the quality is like this is what sets us apart from our customers. Like this is this is what matters. And so, we're really focusing on that. And as I go more and more through this process of the training and the delegation, I'm like, we have to keep our quality up. So how is that working for you? Are you seeing quality be okay? And what is your training like for that?
That is a thing. The quality for the most part is okay. That's why I'm not like, I want to harp on them because they're taking
You're not
longer.
getting callbacks or anything?
We're not getting any callbacks. Like I said, especially from the ones that I bought. I've had more callbacks on mine because everybody's used to me being there, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so the quality's good. I just got to get the time down on you know, a property that's $60 does not need to take 3 guys 50 minutes to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and that is just part of it. That process of training the customer to realize that you're not going to be there anymore, like there, and that comes down to like what I've had to do is, and I think it's worked fairly well for us. We've maintained, like we lose 5 or 10 customers every year. Like I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
Part of that has been because I'm not there mowing every day anymore, and I've lost some of those. But what I feel like we've done a decent job at is I've kind of like spun my dream for our customers. Like I've been very open with them every year, at least once or twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. I send like an email of just like, what's going on, what are the updates, like what software we're using, blah blah blah, what services are going in. And I always include something about my family, like what are we doing? Like I think over the winter, I sent out a price increase, and it was information on Element, and then it was a picture of like a little bit about our family, about Jack growing up, and it was a picture of us at Disney World. So like I'm showing them what they're supporting, like I'm showing them that family-owned company, and I think that gives them a little more leeway. To some extent, and I may be false in this, but I think there is some merit to it because, like I said, we've maintained a lot of the customers that we've had before when I was still in the field, and they've transitioned with me pretty well. Like there's some that we have to go back for. They know that it's not me, but they've hung along with us because they like getting those updates. They always check in, like, how's Jack doing? How's the family? Blah blah, and so I don't know. I think that may be something. If you're not doing that, not you specifically, but anybody, like try to incorporate that in there because that is a real issue. You're gonna deal with that as you delegate and get out of the field, whether you like it or not. It just is. So have you done anything like that? Have you seen if that's worked or not for you?
Well, now that you say that, you know, and maybe I dropped the ball on my clients because when at the end of the year, me and the old owner sent out letters. He sent out a letter and I sent out a letter, you know, but I didn't tell my clients. So like I said, that's probably me dropping the ball on my own clients.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, hey, we're acquiring this other company, you know, we are going to do our best. Everything's going to be a little bit different. They've been with me for, you know, 4, 5, 6 years, you know, and I'm just like, oh, they're going to stay on, you know, and then next thing they know, there's a different truck in front of their yard. There's a different guy on their yard. They want to talk to me. Oh, well, you're going to have to call them, you know. So that's actually a good idea. I think I might end up doing that probably here pretty soon.
I would say at least do that.
MailChimp or something.
Yeah, exactly. You can use a free MailChip account. Like stick a picture of your family in there. Let them know like what you're doing. Like, yeah, we acquired the company. We're growing our family, we're growing our future. Thank you so much for supporting our small business. Like this is how we provide for our family. And that gives that sense of meaning and pride to some people out there like that. There are people out there that I guarantee you stick with us because they want to support our business and they want to support our family. Like they could go find someone better to cut their grass and probably cheaper. But they have been with us and they want to support us and follow us along. So like, do that. Create that relationship with your customer. Build that relationship. Just like any other relationship you got to work on. You got to work on your marriage. You got to work on your relationship with your employees. You got to work on your relationship with your kids. Like, work on your relationship with your customers. Spend time, like, focus on them. Write them an email once a month or twice a month or 2 times a year or whatever schedule you think works best for you. But they literally support you. Like they keep your family afloat. So like we should probably pay some more attention to them, even though they are annoying sometimes. We should probably give them some more attention.
No, yeah, and I mean, I never even really thought of that until you brought it up. That like I said, I probably dropped the ball on my own clients over his because I didn't let them know what was happening. You know.
Well, I would love to see. Like, I would love for you to do that and see if you get good responses, or like if people are like, oh, I didn't even know, that makes so much sense now. You know, like just see what people say. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that and then touch base with you.
Yeah,
and let you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, that's awesome. That is so exciting, so encouraging. I remember talking at trades in Nashville. Like you brought the idea up, and I was like, man, look, if you can make it work, swing it and go for it. And we talked back and forth, and you just the hesitation. It's a big jump. I know what that is like. I mean, it's just like, man, what do we do here? And so I'm excited to hear that you did that and you took it on. How's it been? How's it been in the office side? You drowning? You figuring it out?
Yeah, a mixture of both. I didn't jump on the we'll call it the bandwagon, but I was in the process of looking anyway because I knew I was going to grow.
Yeah.
I jumped on the LMN train.
Yeah.
And I haven't even, I mean, I've played around with it. I've started my onboarding. I've gone through a couple of the classes. Of course, I missed a couple.
Yeah.
But like my one-on-one coaching, I just had it Monday. So I'm hoping that I can send out bills in May, but if not, June. And I tell you what, you and Brian were right, man. Like this should have been done like last November in order to get everything going. But like you guys said, and everything that the research that I've done on it, and then what you guys have given out, like no other CRM out there says that your trimmer and your three guys and your lawnmower and your truck and all that is sitting in front of their house.
Yeah.
You know, it's just put in a number, how much you want to make an hour, and then we'll tell you if you're profitable. Well, is your number even profitable or not? You know, so I love that about LMN. And I've been still in yard book right now. My guys are actually in it, so they clock in and out with it. I've told them that even though they've learned the yard book, that we're getting ready to switch, but I told them, don't even worry about it.
It's easy.
That will happen when that time comes. I don't want to confuse them or nothing.
The crew app is easy. Once you get it figured out, it's pretty self-explanatory. And I will say, like, on the air, I would tell this to anybody, like, stay in yard book. I jumped too early. I didn't jump too early. Let me back up. Stay in invoice out of yard book until you have it all figured out, not the software. Stay in yard book and keep your schedules and your invoices and everything rocking in there, and like make mocks and template, like work on your rough drafts in Element until you're like good to go, because when you start switching that many customers over and you don't have it all figured out, you're going to be like, holy cow, what do I do? And you're going to start missing people. Like I just spent, over the last 2 weeks, I've probably spent 10 or 12 hours going back through the last 2 months of March and April, getting jobs entered in the right way, getting invoices corrected, because I didn't invoice in March through Yardbook, but I didn't get it totally done in Element either. So I was like correcting both of those months. It's been a process, but we finally got everything figured out, and I have figured out the actual process now. And dude, I tell you, it's amazing, because like, and this is not a pitch for Element. You're going to learn this once you're in here, guys. So we're real time here, May 1st, and I just processed all of our April invoices in Element, ran a full invoice run for the first time in Element, and the reason that is so beneficial is, you can create recurring invoices in Yardbook, you can create automated things, but in Element, you clock in to the app, or you clock into your yards when you're there. Those invoices, when you create an invoice run, any job that you are clocked into automatically gets put in that invoice. You don't have to worry about anything getting missed, any extras like, oh, we didn't go this day, or we did go this day. Like if you are clocked in that job, it's attached to that invoice. So literally, as long as you're doing right and you're clocking in, clocking out of your jobs, anything you ran, you press that invoice button, you run all your invoices at one time. I ran 80 invoices at one time. I pressed the button and said send them all out, and now they're all out there. And it's like, wow, that was amazing. Because like in yard book, and maybe I wasn't used to its fullest. You may honestly use it more than I do, but that's not a feature, right? You can't, even if you're clocking in and out of the yards in yard book, they don't attach to the invoice, do they?
No,
you have to manually, like you can set your default for like 2 visits, but if you go a third visit and you don't calculate for it, it's not going to show up in there automatically.
Well, I think if you go to the end of the month and you've done all your yards and you click the auto invoice, I think it will put, like, depending on the way your settings are, it'll put everyone in there or all the completed ones in there.
Okay.
So I think you can do that, but like I said,
I probably wasn't using it to the fullest. I'll be the first one to admit that.
I don't ever want to mess it up. So like I'll run the invoice and then I'll literally open up another web browser and then have my calendar on one and then my invoices on one.
And just make sure.
Like, okay, Jeremiah got 3, but there's 4 on there. Okay, I got to go in and delete that one.
And and I did the same thing. And you know how much time that eats up, dude?
Oh,
like
man.
Hours.
Yes.
And you just but here's the thing with that. That's not scalable. It is not scalable. You cannot have an admin person doing that because that admin person doesn't know if you were there or not. Like you're relying on your brain. Like, and I guess you do have it on the calendar. It shows on the calendar. But paying an admin to do that would be the worst waste of time ever.
At Lawntrepreneur Academy, we believe in a community where success is amplified, not diminished by helping others. Introducing the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link membership, your ticket to a thriving lawn care business. Join our exclusive Lawntrepreneur Academy Link Facebook group where like-minded entrepreneurs share insights, advice, and encouragement. It's not just a group, it's a family dedicated to your success. As a Link member, you'll enjoy monthly hangouts to connect with fellow lawn care professionals, bidding hour calls to sharpen your business acumen and enlightening lessons from industry experts in our monthly guest expert series. And here's the icing on the cake, our monthly group coaching calls where your specific challenges are addressed and you receive personalized guidance to excel in your business. Yeah, there's more. Gain exclusive access to the lessons from Brian, the mastermind behind Lawntrepreneur Academy. With call records, PDF recaps, and more, you'll have a treasure trove of resources at your fingertips. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to revolutionize your lawn care business. Join Lawntrepreneur Academy Link membership today, and let's grow together. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com and sign up now or use the link in the podcast description. Lawntrepreneur Academy Link, your link to success.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. Like, what if you didn't clock out on it, and they seen that? Well, did you miss it?
Exactly.
Or did you not clock, or did you not complete it?
Yeah.
So your admin's got to call you or whatever,
That's the thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree that I was really nervous, of course, because of the price, but after seeing everything, it's like everything. Like I was on the deal with Brian, his webinar that he did with Mark Bradley.
Yeah.
When he pulls up and clocks in, the app, the software knows that he's got 3 guys in the truck.
Oh,
he knows he's got 2 trimmers, 2 lawnmowers, the truck, the trailer, and all this stuff. It knows, of course, it's not going to say it on the invoice, but it just says lawn maintenance. But lawn maintenance is also tied to all this stuff, so it knows exactly how much is in the software.
And you build that in your estimate. That's you build your groups, and then that group, you literally, when you build your estimate out for your maintenance, you literally, all you do is you go click your your labor, so your maintenance tech, maintenance lead, whatever you want to label those, and then your job, and then your equipment group, which is like for me, like box truck with all the trimmers, all that stuff's in there. So I can stick those 2 things in the job, add time to them, spit you out a number on what the price for the yard is, and you move on with life. Like there's no more like, oh well, it's saying, I mean, this says 65. I could probably get away with like 60 or 57. Like, nope, This is what it costs. This is what your break even is. There's no in between. Like it costs you $82. Take it or leave it. And it's like, there is no more, like when you get this stuff implemented, there's no, if you estimate your time correctly, let me preface with that. You estimate your time correctly, there is no more losing money on jobs. Like, unless you're breaking things or estimating your time incorrectly. And so, like, at the end of the day, I don't know. And the cost, the cost, it's an investment. It's $500 a month, $400 or $500 a month. Like, it is an investment. But it pays for itself. You put that in your overhead. Like
Yeah,
you literally
yeah.
put that in your budget and you recoup that.
Not even that, Jeremiah, because I noticed whenever I clicked paid, whenever I literally started my subscription, you go into your budget and in the overhead, it automatically pops up.
It's there.
Element new software.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't even put it in. As soon as it knows that you paid, it's in your budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's wild.
So, but speaking of that, because I think this is what you really wanted to talk about, I had my one-on-one coaching call with a lady, and I said, I can't afford it this year. I said, but what if I want to buy a new piece of equipment like a robot mower or the autonomous DK that maybe some guys have seen that I was able to have for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And she said, you literally go into this year's budget,
you stick it in there,
put autonomous ZK, put the price of it, and then now when you can tie it to a job, so you can start recouping the cost off of your bigger yards that you're on. So whenever you do purchase it, it's already in your system.
Yep.
So, but on the autonomous ZK,
tell me about that.
That thing, the sticker shock is pretty crazy. I would say
what is one?
A lawnmower. They told me it was 45.
What size deck?
72 with a mulch kit. You can only get it with
That's not that bad.
So
that's not as bad as I would think, honestly.
Exactly. So I actually have a 72.
Yeah.
That thing, I got it last year. It cost me $15,500, I think. So, and then you're going to put an employee on it all summer long.
Yeah.
Let's call it 15 to 20,000.
Yeah.
For the year. There's 35,000, and so in a year and a half, this thing's going to pay for itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then what they told me was it's 45 for. I don't remember 100%. It's either 45 for the first 2 years or 3 years with Greenius or
Green Z or whatever.
Green Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's covered under your first 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And then after that, it's between $800 and $1,000 a month. And I was like, man, that seems high for a system. I pay every one of my employees over $1,000 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I still have to worry about them calling in because their weekend was too long, or they're sick or whatever. So. And
you were literally eliminating an employee.
Yeah, and it turns a 1-man or a 2-man to a 1-man or a 3-man into a 2-man. So like some of the properties that I was able to use it on, I mowed, because I didn't have to mow everything, but we'll call it the electric company's headquarters and their service. It's 24 acres total. I bet I mowed 18 hours with 2 lawnmowers in 6 hours. So
really,
yeah. So I put it off in sections, and I was still extremely new to it, so I didn't have it running. You can set it to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 miles an hour, and I was running about 5 or 6 miles an hour just because I was completely new to it. I didn't want
still figuring it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing on your massive properties. If anybody has these massive properties that are literally like the biggest map I had on it was 4 acres even. So you literally do your perimeter and then turn the mower loose, and then you can literally go cut in the ditch, because of course they don't want it mowing the ditch by itself,
Yeah.
And it stays 10, 15 feet away from trees. So I literally got it going, and then I would mow all the trees and down the ditch and everything in the area that it was in. And then if I got done before it, then I would move over to the next section, and then when the autonomous mower got done, I would move it over to where I was, but I would make it a little bit smaller area, and then I would mow the other half of.
Yeah.
So you can literally have 2 guys with one guy. It comes with a big remote that vibrates, that you can feel. I mean, I'm pretty hard of hearing anyway, and you can feel that thing. I mean, it's got like 1,900 feet of range if obstacles are in the way, or like almost a half mile or a mile of range with straight obstacles, like nothing in the way.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
And I did have it kick off on me when I was out at this service center. I didn't pay attention. It was headed back towards the highway, and I went around behind the building, so I was getting further away from it. And when I got to the very back corner, my controller vibrated, and I was like, "What in the world?" So I was like, "Oh." I kind of figured it out. I was like, I bet I'm too far away from it because I mean we were, you know, pretty far
Opposite
away.
ends, yeah.
Yeah. So I come back around and I go over to it and I push mow again. I push mow on the controller and it didn't take off. I'm like, what in the world? So I get a little closer. I push mow again. It vibrates and it's still not moving. I'm like, what? So I drive over to it and it literally shuts itself off. When something happens, it shuts itself off.
Mm-hmm.
The blades quit, the motor quit. I had to go back over there. I mean, I could start it with the controller, but when I got up to it, I heard that the engine wasn't running. So I start the motor with the controller. But that's something I didn't know.
That's how far the technology is. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you knew, if I would have known that it killed itself because we got too far away, I could have literally got back within range, push start. It would have started itself and then mow, and it kicks the PTO on and everything.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. So you're thinking about maybe grabbing one in the next year or two?
Yeah, I really am, especially with these big properties. Like I said, I do them too. I do our elementary school. They have 4 or 5 soccer fields. The goalpost, you literally get on your phone and you put a no-go zone on there.
Yeah.
So it won't even get close to the goalpost. So I mean, yeah, the technology that they have put into them things are awesome. I mean,
that's super cool, dude. Yeah, it's interesting the world that we're living in. The robots are gonna evolve. If you're not adapting, you're just gonna get left behind, whether you like it or not. You just are, and that's very, very interesting to see and cool to see that you are actually already implementing that, demoing it, and hopefully we look forward to seeing it more on your channel and in your business in the next couple of years. But that's awesome, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say, and I know you got some bigger properties, and I don't know how they're laid out or whatever, but if they're like the country houses that we have, there's sections that you could put it on, but it really wouldn't be that beneficial if you have a whole bunch of obstacles and stuff to go around. So it's literally for wide open, nothing in the way. Like the smallest yard I put it on, I was literally playing around with it to see what it would do. I put it on about 1.5 acre size. Or no, it was a 1/2 acre size yard, and about 1/4 of it is the house and like a mother-in-law suite. So it kind of like makes like a L. And so I took the mower from the road and made like I guess it'd be like a backwards P.
Yeah.
And it got done with it so quick that I had barely started my cutout because it's really too small for it, you know. So I mean, I was just literally playing around, but if you have even just a full acre with nothing in the way, if you had a whole bunch of those, I could see the benefits. But if you have 1 or 2, I really don't see the benefit of having a $45,000 lawnmower.
Yeah, you got to actually have the stuff to make up for it. Yeah.
But yeah, if like big HOAs and stuff like that, I could totally see benefits in it where you can let it go for an hour or 2 by itself. And
yeah,
I mean, all you got to do is be in the area to babysit it, and you, like I said, go cut out the ditch or grab the weed eater and go weed eat around the fence or whatever, So it was actually really neat seeing it, and I'm glad they let me borrow it for more than the hour that your usual demos and stuff are.
Yeah, for sure. That stuff makes a difference. I mean, hey, if I'm going to spend $45,000 on a mower, I probably should be able to use it for a day or two. Like, I mean, I need to actually see if it's going to be a good fit or not.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, I tell you what, we're 40 minutes in here. I know it's late night for both of us. You got anything else that we didn't get to today? That's a new update or anything you want to share before we hit end on this thing?
Lawnmowers are expensive, so just go ahead and buy them if you need another one. Just they're not going to get any cheaper.
Yeah,
I bought my first Right ZK. I bought it for $10,500. I just went and picked 2 brand new ones up at the 1st of April. And I paid $30,000, so I paid $15,000 for both of them. 14,800.
Wow,
I think is what they end up costing. So they're not getting any cheaper. If you need one, bite the bullet and get you one. I mean,
the key phrase is if you need it. Make sure you need it.
Yes, if you need it, and I needed multiples. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, that's amazing. That's such a cool growth story from where you were, man, 3 years ago when we did this show to now. It's not even close to the same. So I think we're all learning, we're all growing. It's a huge thanks to the community that we have around us. Just being able to get around people, like-minded individuals that are trying to grow their companies, grow their lives, their families as well. And so I hope that this episode brought some value to you. I hope that you actually took something away and said, hey, that's actually good advice. Let's take it and implement it in our company. Roy, where can everybody follow along with you if they want to keep up with you on the day-to-day and watch this growth journey?
Mainly Instagram. I try to, I'm not the greatest at it. I do try to post at least once a week. That was a kind of a goal of mine to get better and post. Instagram, Patriot Lawn, SPC. I do have a Facebook business page, but I've kind of learned that it's better not to have everybody across the country follow your Facebook page.
Facebook is local. Yeah.
So, but and then I do have a YouTube, but I haven't posted on there. But Brian always tells me to tell people to like, comment, and subscribe. So go over there and check out the 5 videos that I have on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe to them.
That's funny. That's good stuff, man. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you carving out some time late night to do this show. I know it's busy. Everybody's busy. You got kids running around. Well, they're not now, hopefully. But in the daytime, they're out running around. So it's hard to find time. But I really, really appreciate you setting some time aside and doing the show with us tonight. But you got any words, any parting words of wisdom or anything? Or are we good to press the red button here?
Man, I'm good, Jeremiah. Man, just have everybody out there, just keep hustling, man. And like you said, 3 years ago, I never thought I would be where I'm at today. And I just keep stretching and keep growing. And one day I'll have it figured out where I'm a big fancy lawn care company, But
hey, it's one time. It's one day at a time, dude. It's one day at a time.
100%.
I don't think you ever get it all figured out. You just get one step closer. So that's amazing. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show. I really, really, truly appreciate your support. You're supporting our family. Like we talked about our customers supporting our family and things like that. Like listening to this show, sharing it with your friends and the other people out there is supporting our goals and our vision for the show and our community on what we want to do here and take it and grow it. And so I am eternally grateful for you, for real. I don't say that lightly. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, like it and share the show here on all of your social platforms to your friends, and that would mean the world to us. But without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up, guys, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.